Hi everyone, so this is part 2 of my how to outline videos. Yesterday I did a high level look at how I outline, but I didn't really go into much detail. I just kind of laid out the structure of how it works. So today I want to talk about the specifics. When I outline, I don't just do one for the entire story start to finish. Instead I break it up into parts. This is the traditional main plot subplots, although I tend to break my main plot into categorizable story parts. For example, taking Harry Potter as an example, the Stone and Voldemort would be the main plot line. And then I would have secondary plot lines for school classes, one for his family, one for Ron, one for Hermione, one for Quidditch, one for Snape, probably one for Dumbledore and all the other teachers kind of lumped in together. In more traditional plotting, a lot of that would have been put into the main plot, but I find it easier to break the story up into like related blocks that need an arc for each as much as possible. Once I've worked out all of my plot lines, and it doesn't have to all happen at the beginning. Sometimes I'm halfway through and realize I have a new plot line that needs to be added, and I'll add it into the outline. So once I have that, I take the central main plot line and I do exactly like I described in my last video, building out the various tent poles until I have the entire plot line. Then I go through each of the other plot lines and I work them out in the exact same way, each one being made with the same structure that I did the main plot line. Again, in that tent pole style that I talked about yesterday. This usually gives me something like 15 to 20 scenes for the main plot line and 10 to 15 scenes for the subplot lines. Once I have all those plot lines completely outlined, then I start integrating all of the subplots into the central plot, which is the foundation of my story, and putting those scenes in a order that makes sense. Once I have all the scenes in order, I can then shuffle everything around and arrange it in a way that creates good pacing for the entire book. And then I can start looking at transitionary scenes in between them and anything that needs to be added in so that everything connects well together and ties well together. This can also work for a character-driven story, except the most of the plot lines would be character arcs for the main character and all the major characters, and not so much about storyline plot lines. What I like about this is once it's all together, I can go through it several times and get a good feeling for what this book is going to be, where it needs to be fixed, what needs to be added or taken away, and how everything kind of works together. I actually do this twice, but I'll explain that in a later video. I know this is kind of a mess. I hope it made sense. This is kind of a process that I developed over time, so I'm finding it kind of hard to articulate specifically how it works. I guess, as always, if you have specific questions or want more information, just let me know, and I'll try my best to explain it, and I'll see you next time.